of the Lamont 2A Wrestling Sectional. Let's meet your wrestlers wrestling tonight at 103 pounds, wrestling for third place from Rich South, Abe Uwicka. He will be wrestling from Bowen, Ronzel Darling. In the championship match at 103 pounds from Evergreen Park, Jesse McLean. From Lamont, Andrew Mason. At 112 pounds, wrestling from third place. From Lamont, Glenn Malecki. From Upland, Jameel Carter. Wrestling for third place at 112 pounds from Bowen, Matthew Jefferson. From Riverside Brookfield, Ernie Principe. At 119 pounds, wrestling for third place from Richards, Joel Frias. From Lamont, Jake Kaminsky. Wrestling for first place at 119 pounds from Ritchie's High School, Brian Pittman. And from Fender, Paul Stingley. At 125 pounds, wrestling for third place from Hillcrest, Ken Briscoe. From Oak Forest, Ryan Burton. Wrestling for first place at 125 pounds from Creek Monee, Alan Tate. From Iliana Christian, Albert Decker. At 130 pounds, wrestling for third place from Ritchie's High School, Brian Webster. And from Hillcrest High School, Mike Malone. At 130 pounds, wrestling for the championship from Riverside Brookfield, Nico Torres. From Gage Park, Keith Johnson. At 135 pounds, wrestling for third place from Hillcrest, William Jones. From Harper, Stephen Reed. Wrestling at 135 pounds for the championship from Richards, Dion Willett. And from Lamont, Matt Leadford. At 140 pounds, wrestling for third place from Oak Forest, Brian Nelligan. And from Kenwood, Royale Jones. At 140 pounds, wrestling for the championship from Riverside Brookfield, Chris Russell. And from Ritchie's High School, Rayshawn Clemens. At 145 pounds, wrestling for third place from Gordon Tech, Alex Barrera. From Lamont, Brett Mason. At 145 pounds, wrestling for the championship from Bremen, Terrell Webster. And from Ritchie's High School, Kurt Day. At 152 pounds, wrestling for third place from Lamont, Derek Nagel. And from Fender, Rashad Matthews. At 152 pounds, wrestling for the championship from Oak Forest, Lenny Cuspa. And from Bremen, Reggie Hunt. At 160 pounds, wrestling for third place from Lamont, Cody Camberos. From Riverside Brookfield, Don McGregor. At 160 pounds, wrestling for the championship from Manly, William Hadley. And from Creek Monee, Robert Fortson. At 170 171 pounds, wrestling for third place from Uplift, Shelton Wallace. From Gage Park, Cornelius Johnson. At 171 pounds, wrestling for the championship from Joliet Catholic, C.J. Haney. And from Rich South High School, Trenton Creha. At 189 pounds, wrestling for third place from Chicago Agricultural and Science, Mike McNeil. From Fenner, Kirkland Brinker. At 189 pounds, wrestling for the championship from Crete-Monique, D'Angelo Chambers. And from Lamont, Connor Nagel. At 215 pounds, wrestling for third place from Joliet Catholic, John Broderick. And from Lakeview, Nico Miller. At 215 pounds, wrestling for the championship from Richards, Pat Cush. And from Riverside Brookfield, Matt Rainier. At 285 pounds, wrestling for third place from Hillcrest, Isaiah Stevens. And from Oak Forest, Nate Becker. At 285 pounds, wrestling for the championship from Richards, Andy Cribolo. And from Lamont, Angel Cabral. Let's get ready to wrestle at 103 pounds. We ask that you please rise and remove your hats for the singing of the national anthem by Lamont Senior Megan Kroll.